This video is about creating a respectful classroom where all students thrive by Beatrice Martinez. I would like to begin with a quote that resonates. If students are to grow intellectually, they must feel safe, supported, and respected in the classroom. With that being said, it is important as a new teacher to create a classroom where students feel seen, heard, and respected. This is important because it creates community and it limits, shuts down unwanted behavior. So, first thing that needs to be done is setting routines on first day of school. What does this look like? Well, students should know what is expected. The first thing in the morning when they come into the classroom, what are the expectations all the way to dismissal. This helps with transitioning, the flow of the day. So it's important that you create the routines at the beginning of the school year. If you don't know uh, or have an idea as a new teacher of what to do, you can always look online and get some ideas from there. So, how do you teach new routines? So, you explain the routines, you're explicit and using kid friendly language. You have to model the routine. This is important. Students need to know what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. Students should practice as much as needed, and praise and rewards are very important. You can give shout outs to students or to the tables that are following the routines. I also like to give stickers. Repeat as needed. So don't be afraid to stay a little longer during the beginning of the school year on teaching new routines because it is going to be helpful throughout the school year. Set expectations on the first day of school. One of my favorites is the classroom charter. I ask students how they want to feel when they come into the classroom, and they give me words like safe, calm, respected, happy, included, excited, smart, grateful, brave, loved, responsible. And then when they give those words, specific words, I ask them, so how are we going, how does that look? How are we going to help others and ourselves feel respected or safe or calm? And students will usually give you their response. If they are stuck, you can always help out with that. Um, Other things you can do is their classroom rules. For example, let's look at this one. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other, be kind to our tools, work hard, and never give up. I like for students to sign like classroom charters or the class rules, like this one. Um, and I basically tell them that it's a contract, it's something that we have to follow, a promise that we will have to take throughout the school year to make these things happen. So, another way to create a respectful learning environment is having students be classroom helpers, right? I tell the students that we're a community and we have to help each other. And from there, we think about some classroom jobs that each student can have. I like to pair them up for each job. And if I don't have enough jobs, I always ask the students like what kind of other jobs they had in the past, and they love to share that too. I also tell them that every month we will change these jobs, and believe me, they will remind you because they enjoy it so much, or they want to just have a change by the end of the month to try something new, a different kind of job in the classroom. Um, the next slide, positive behavior reinforcement. Some of the things that I like to do is give classroom points. So students if I find or I see or I notice or someone during lunchtime or recess times tells me something positive about a student, I like to give dojo points. So students receive dojo points for completing their homework, for completing classwork, for being kind, for participation, any participation. It could be exercise, it could be participating when I ask a question, a higher order thinking question, when they're helping their neighbor or their classmates, they receive points. And by the end of the month, they receive a prize. Another thing that you can do also, and I got this chart from online, which I like, is to provide effective social reinforcements for student. Um, you can say like great job or well done. I like how you pointed to the words as you was reading, which helped with fluency. Social attention, give a high five, smile. um, just make sure that the student feels special um, when they do something that positive in the classroom. And also having the other classmates clap for each other or show appreciation. They love that too. Who doesn't love being appreciated? And lastly, celebrate positive moments in the classroom. With that, I say always find, as a new teacher, I know it's kind of difficult when you are, there's so much to do, right? So it's important to keep an eye out on what students are doing uh, that are a positive thing in the classroom, whether they're answering a question, they're showing kindness. It's important to always give a shout out. And it is also important to set those rules, like I said before, and expectations in the beginning of the school year, because your year will run smoothly until, to be honest, January, where students come back after vacation and they're a little still in vacation mode. So you have to review all those rules and routines again. Uh, but I find that when a teacher has set these expectations in the classroom, uh, they will create a respectful learning environment. Thank you for staying to the end, and this concludes my presentation.